Good afternoon. I'm Jess De Los Santos. This is One News Now. The Health Department is looking to keep Metro Manila under Alert Level 2. For the details, Maricel Halili is reporting to us live from Mandaluyong City. Mase, why is the Health Department leaning on at least maintaining a status quo here for NCR?
I just let me clarify that. Actually, Department of Health Chief Francisco Duque did not specifically say that he wants to maintain alert level 2 in the national capital region. For all we know, he could be referring nationwide or to maintain the alert level 2 status in the whole country. Because as we all know, currently there is no area in the country which is under a different alert level. So we still have to clarify that if Secretary Duque wants to maintain alert level 2 in NCR, or it could be nationwide. Having said that, actually his considerations are, number one, the reason why he doesn't want to ease the restriction level is because, number one, it's a holiday season. Of course, there is an increase when it comes to the mobility because of the opening of the economy. And number two, there's still the threat of the new variant, the Omicron, which until now we're still waiting for additional information how transmissible this could be.
All right. Mase, given that you already mentioned about the Omicron variant, are there any updates regarding the genome sequencing and contact tracing among those travelers which came from South Africa?
Okay. Yes, Jester, we actually asked Health Secretary Francisco Duque about the update on the result of the genome sequencing being done by one of the cases or one of the Filipinos who got back here in the country after spending time in South Africa. For now, they are still waiting for the result of this particular test, and Secretary Duque promised us that he will give us an update once they got the result.
All right, now another national COVID-19 vaccination drive is set this month. Will this have the same targets as the recent Vax drive that we had?
Secretary Duque said that they are actually targeting about 7 million for the second round of the national vaccination drive of the government. He described the first round of the national vaccination program as a success, despite the fact that they have missed at least a million of the original target. Nevertheless, he is happy with the result of the national vaccination drive, and he is hoping that the government can achieve at least 7 million individuals to be vaccinated on the second round. We also asked that to Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles. He said that if or the IATF, the members of the interagency task force, will still be having a meeting this coming Thursday, and they still have to finalize the numbers.
All right, now last week, speaking about vaccine, we did report about thousands of vaccines expiring in Negros Occidental. The health department said they are studying the possibility of at least still making use of those vaccines. So what updates do we have on that?
It seems just that the Department of Health will still use some of these expired vaccines. Secretary Duque said that they have already coordinated with the management of vaccine manufacturers, particularly Pfizer. And according to Pfizer, they can extend the shelf life of these expired vaccines by 3 months. For now, they are also coordinating with the management of AstraZeneca. They will also ask if they can extend the shelf life of these expired vaccines. But despite the fact that they are asking for a possible extension of its shelf life, they want to make sure that the effectivity or the effectiveness of these vaccines will still be the same.
Okay, still on vaccines. This time around, let's discuss boosters. Of course, we are moving on to that phase with the general adult population being given the go signal to get their booster shots. Does the government plan to change the definition of being fully vaccinated given this?
Well, we asked this to Secretary Carlo Nograles earlier, but for now, they still have to talk about the definition of the fully vaccinated individuals. They still have to take this up with the members of the interagency task force.
All right, thank you very much for those updates. Maricel Halili reporting to us live from Mandaluyong. Now, the health department is in favor of mandatory vaccination, but only for specific sectors. DOH spokesperson Maria Rosario Vergere told the chiefs that health workers and other frontliners have a moral responsibility to get inoculated. Vergere said this is to protect not only themselves, but also the people they interact with. A resolution requiring vaccination among on-site workers is currently in effect.
So there are specific sectors na talagang kailangan talaga i-mandate natin kasi kung hindi po, edi kakalat at kakalat pa rin ang infeksyon.
The Coast Guard is calling for additional assets to conduct regular patrols in the West Philippine Sea. PCG Deputy Commander for Administration Oscar Endona told senators that only the Navy can do the task for now. He explained that current PCG vessels cannot handle rough sea conditions. They also need more personnel to monitor the coastline. Endona also appealed for additional benefits and funding, including a 500 million peso budget for annual maintenance.
We can support, no? If there's a need to transport our personnel based in Kalayaan, if we get the new vessels next year coming from Japan, which is 97 meters, that will have a duration of more than 30 days at sea. So that can probably regularly patrol the West Philippine Sea.
More stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News Now.
Ferdinand Marcos.
You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Another set of petitioners have filed a disqualification case against presidential bet Bongbong Marcos. To tell us more about this, we have Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Manila. Greg, what's the latest on this one?
Jester, this is now the fourth disqualification petition filed against presidential aspirant Ferdinand Marcos Jr. And the petitioners this time are some fellow Ilocanos. The group of Pudno nga Ilocano or Genuine Ilocano is pushing to disqualify Marcos mainly due to, again, his tax conviction case in 1995. Pudno nga Ilocano member Crisanto Palabay said there is no solid north as he claims that Ilocanos are ashamed of Marcos. Petitioner Margarita Salandanan, who is the granddaughter of former Senate President Jovito Salonga, also highlighted that a violator of the tax code cannot be elected as as president, while everyone else are taxed accordingly. This is now the 8th filing against Marcos overall. Under existing rules, the petition still needs to be raffled to the COMELEC's first or second division. 3 earlier disqualification cases have already been raffled to the first division, while 2 petitions to cancel Marcos's COC with 1 petition for intervention and 1 to declare him as nuisance candidate went to the second division. COMELEC earlier reminded councils with pending petitions to refrain from discussing their cases in public. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez said that there is no need for both parties to air their views in public just to pressure COMELEC to decide in their favor. Jimenez adds that their pleadings will be the basis of the poll body's decision in due time. With this, COMELEC said that Marcos will remain as a presidential aspirant until a petition or more have been resolved. Meanwhile, a group of public school teachers who are also members of the ACT Teachers Party List also went here at the COMELEC main office earlier today to appeal for higher allowances of teachers who would serve on the elections. They are appealing for an increase of 3,000 pesos across the board for all teachers honoraria, which is higher compared to what's currently provided under COMELEC Resolution 10727, which states that the honoraria for the members of the election board will be at around 3,000 to 7,000 pesos. Jester?
All right, thank you very much for those updates. Greg Gregorio reporting live from Manila. Now, Marikina mayoral candidate Bayani Fernando claims that incumbent Mayor Marcy Chodoro blocked his projects for the city. In an interview with All Politics is Local, Fernando said that he wants to make a comeback as Marikina City Mayor to finish his stalled projects. He adds that endorsing Chodoro was his biggest mistake.
Nagkamali ako ng kalkulasyon sa tao na ito. Kaya nga ako inahiya rin sa mga tiga-Marikina, kinakalang bumalik ako at bawiin ko yung malaki kong pagkakamali sa kanila ng mali kong pagpili ng endorso sa kanila.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The World Bank expects the Philippine economy to grow 5.3% this year. This is below the government's 7 to 9% growth target. The multilateral bank noted signs of economic scarring, particularly due to business closures and the disruption of classes. Unemployment rate eased to 7.4% in October as looser restrictions allowed more people to find work. This translates to 3.5 million unemployed Filipinos, which is lower compared to the 4.25 million jobless people recorded in September. And the Philippines improves its ranking in Nikkei's COVID-19 recovery list, placing 57th out of 122 countries. This was a huge jump from the country's 103rd spot in October. Nikkei noted a significant increase in the country's infection management. The Philippines is tied with Malaysia, Norway, and Tajikistan at the 57th spot. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.